好。他们我想问问，如果在家里设佛堂，我供养的话，包括这个水，是不是一定要3杯或者是7杯？包括灯，说我这个灯我不知道我是什么时间开，或者是开多长时间，什么时间要关？还有，假设我供养那个每天上佛供养的食物，我是放到那儿，我不知道我什么时间给拿走，或者是要供到一天要换呢，还是我念完佛就可以拿走？包括供花，就这个花我供上之后，我是要每天都要换新的吗？就这种方式，我不知道应该怎么弄才对。
Also
可以
asking, in during offering for the water bowl, should I offer just 1 or 3? And also for the lamps, sometimes it's electric lamp. How long should I, turn it on for? And then the food offerings or any flower offerings, when should I remove it? How should I exchange it? Should I change it every day? How long should the offerings be for?
OK， 第一个呢，供水呢，经常我们西藏的传统是7杯。
So for water bowl offerings, it's 7 cups. For Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Tibetan Buddhist tradition is 7 cups.
OK， 但是我们在1楼，我昨天街头上卖到一个最近的还不错的二手店的一个供杯，很好，我卖了，本来有6个。中间又破掉了1个，现在有5个，我就供在那边。OK， 代表了，可以代表那个无方佛很好。
So yesterday, Campo saw this crystal bowls that's really beautiful at Venice. So we bought it, and then there was 6 of them. But upon coming back home, 1 was broken. So we have 5 bowls left, and he offered the 5 of them, representing the 5 Buddha families.
所以实际上呢，比如说有一些人就是在佛堂前面，就是只允许供1杯啊，很好的这个每天供1杯水就换，其实也并不是说是完全不可以的，绝对是可以的，3杯1杯都可以。但是比较传统，你像完整的话呢，7杯是比较传统的做法。
So it's 1 cup or 3 cups, it really doesn't matter. But traditionally, for Tibetan Buddhism, it's 7 cups.
OK。然后我们这个按传统的话呢，水的部分呢，我们经常会晚上做完课吧，就是晚上这样的话，你什么时候有空，你就是水里面的水倒掉，然后就擦一擦，然后就是再继续就放在原来的地方扣着，就是有点像一个一个就是这样。然后呢，第2天就开始再就是一个一个摆整齐，然后就是倒新的水。供上去。
So for water bowl offering, we do it on a daily basis. At night, when you finish your prayers or your practice, you actually pour away all the water, and then you clean your bowls, wipe it dry, and then you stack it in an orderly manner. And then in the morning, you invert it again, and then you pour water into your water bowls.
然后呢，第2个呢，供花的部分呢。你条件允许的话呢，当然每天换也很好。条件不允许的话呢，你供几天就看到它谢了或者不庄严或有点味道的时候，那肯定会你要换，就是这个看你的条件。
So for offering of flowers, it really depends on what you can afford. If you can afford to change it every day, it's good. However, if not, when it wilts or it gives out a really funny odor, that's when you want to change it.
那灯的话呢，我们传统是酥油灯嘛，酥油灯其实是早上你就是做早课的时候点灯，然后就是共享，这样就很好。或者你就是有几盏灯，然后早上一个，晚上一个也可以。我小时候我的妈妈也就是说晚上我们就一起吃完晚餐后一起做晚课，那个时候就是一盏这个酥油灯供在这个小佛堂上就是这可以的。
So in Tibet, usually butter lamps are being offered. So in the morning and then in the evening, before practices, after practices. So you can do morning and evenings.
然后现在的这个灯呢，就是专门那种 灯啊，这个供佛用的那个灯，有些你有这个庄严的这种佛像的话呢，专门这个小灯是在这个灯光在这个佛像或唐卡上面，然后这个其实是很庄严嘛。那晚上一般的大的那个客厅的灯，就是关掉也这个小小的一个佛堂的灯一直亮着，我觉得也是很好的，不是一片黑的那种，所以这个是没有绝对的什么时候要开，什么时候要关。这个你觉得这样更恭敬、更舒服、更庄严，看你的感觉。
So there is no specific timing of whether for how long you should turn your electric offering lights on. You can actually put also a simple LED spotlight on your Buddha statue, or you can put some lightings of whatever that pleases your offerings, like it makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah. 其实呢，传统的基本的这个摆设的方式，再加上有一些室内的你自己有一些自己的概念的话呢，肯定会也是一个很好的供养方式。
So you can also apply some interior design concepts on your puja, and the way you offer your lights or your lamps, the way the spotlight is turned on and shine on. You can use that kind of concept as long as it makes your offering joyous, and that you feel comfortable offering it, making that offering.
OK。还有供品呢，那就是你一些特别，比如说，会供啊，有一些初一食物你供上去的呢，你也不一定是晚上一定要收起来，只要是你觉得它会放在那边会就像食物啊，有些会烂掉嘛，那这样的话呢，你就是这个供完了之后下午拿下来，然后就是分享给大家都没有问题。
So for food offerings, sometimes for new moon and full moon, we have food offerings on the puja table. If it's going to rot and attract some unwanted insects and flies, you can actually take them down and share it with your neighbors or friends. You can do that. So there is also no specific, for how long you should put the food on the altar.
那米啊，有些食物供上去的呢，你允许的话，可以喂鸟、喂鱼等等，这个可以做。但是如果你在大城市里的话呢，你乱丢会影响到邻居，影响到公共那个什么一个卫生的一些什么的话，当然我们也因为不能你的这些公平的原因。引起别人的烦恼啊，这个是就不应该的，所以这些也要注意。
So I also want to point out that your offering shouldn't bring, confusion or negative thoughts to others. For example, your town council or in your community, if you were to throw grains of rice or food outside, it will attract a lot of unwanted insects and animals to feed on your offering, and it will make other people feel unhappy. Then that is not the way to go about. However, if you have some grains and some rice or some offerings that you can feed to the birds, if your environment allows, you can do that.
我也看过有一些藏人，我们那个在印度的这个藏人啊，他们做大量的会供多马那个藏马，最后呢丢到户外。很远的地方，这个没有公共其他的问题啊，只是很不幸的是，印度的那个牛吃多少自己根本不知道嘛，那些动物，结果它死了，知道吗？那我们也当然要注意这种发生。
So in India, usually
有一次了，不是每次发生的，我看过有一次这样。
So Campbell saw this incident where the Gombas will usually make tormas that's made with zamba, the barley flour, and it's huge. So usually they would go somewhere else and throw the offerings, and cows would see that offering and eat them. However, due to overeating, the cows will die. So Campbell was saying that sometimes offering has to be like with discrimination and wisdom as well. You have to do so.
Nothing.